Hello, everybody. How are you? I am not afraid of death. I'm not. My problem is dying. I am really, really scared of dying. The process of dying terrifies me. One might say it scares me to death. But I have to confront it. I have to confront it as a writer, and I have to confront it as a mortal. As a writer, I am a creator. I am the creator of my own world, so it's a little bit easier. I have some say in what happens. I say some because many of you probably know as well that the other person who has some say in a book is your editor. In books, death must be meaningful. If it doesn't have meaning, it shouldn't be in the book. And your editor will probably force you to take that out of your book. So in books, death can sound beautiful, even inviting. Toni Morrison in Song of Solomon wrote, "If you surrender to the air, you can ride it." Doesn't that want to make you die? Some have tried to make it funny. I saw a book that was entitled Exit Laughing, and it claims to take the sting out of death. I'm skeptical, so I haven't read it. But I respect all these other approaches. However, for me, I write it as I fear it. So death, for me, in my book, is painful. It's leaky. It's smelly. It's a slow leaching away of life. I want it to sting. I want it to hurt. I want my readers to cry. I want to cry. I want to process my fears. Probably not doing a very good book, good job of selling my book right about now. But anyway, this is true. This is true. And I don't plan what happens to my characters. I don't even know from the beginning that they're going to die. I write my way into the story. So I don't have, some writers have those amazing, beautiful mosaics of ideas or incredible stylish setups in their offices. No, that's not me. I have three things: my heart, my head, and a few sticky notes. That's about it. But it works for me. It works for me. And when a character dies, I think really hard about what is this person, who I know doesn't really exist, but what did this person contribute to the world? What do they bring? How do they profoundly move or change things? You see, I write about very vulnerable people. These are not people who we know. I never write about people like Nelson Mandela or Mother Teresa, but they are still heroic. They are heroic and they change the world in profound ways, yet they remain unnoticed, unknown, unloved. My ambition is that through the loss of this person that the reader has come to see, to know, to love through my brilliant writing, that they will take a moment, their eyes will open, they will start to think about their own biases, their own discriminatory practices, their own hatreds, or even just the disregard of vulnerable people. And my profoundest hope is that at the end of reading my book, they will try to do better in the world. In the real world, when death is sudden, there's no time for contemplation or moments of clarity, just regrets of those of us left behind. But where death is slow, there is a golden opportunity. There's a golden opportunity to contemplate, to have moments of clarity, to really, really confront some of our fears, at least my fears. In the real world, I'll tell you, my mother is dying. It's okay, it's okay. She's been dying for 12 years. So in 2012, this is true, 2012 she was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And she was told that she had a slim chance of survival and pretty much she should get her affairs in order. And so she told me that she looked it up and the internet said 8%. And she said, I'm in that 8%. And she's been refusing to die ever since. And if you know my mother, this is not surprising at all. So I decided maybe I should ask my mom, who is something of an expert now, what she has learned. Interestingly enough, this was the first time we've ever had a conversation about death or dying, even though I was there at that fateful colonoscopy, which started this very long journey for her and for us as her family. So I asked her, would she share the wisdom of 12 years of dying? And I was so surprised when she agreed. You see, my mom is German, very German, very, very German, despite living in Zambia for 60 years. And what this means is my mom despises anything touchy-feely. She doesn't want to talk about any type of feeling. Anytime you broach a subject that is sort of in that, even vaguely, my mom has one refrain which rebuffs all further attempts. "Ah, you've become so American." And that's the end of the conversation. So I really thought she would refuse, but she didn't. And here's a distillation of how that conversation went. Mom, now that you're an expert in dying, what can you share with the world? Well, when Herr Professor Schmidt told me that I was pretty much a goner, German doctors don't sugarcoat things, I thought to myself, how do I want to spend the rest of my days? And every day I think about, what do I have to look forward to? Whether it's a small thing, like eating a piece of cake, or a big thing like my 85th birthday. My mom's going to turn 85 in November. But I don't waste time. It's self-pity. Self-pity is negative thinking, and negative thinking is the beginning of a death spiral. So channeling my own fears, I asked her, Mom, are you afraid of dying? No, I'm not afraid. Maybe when the time comes, I'll change my mind. But people who have come back from the dead speak of this beautiful, beautiful light, dazzling light, and marching through this tunnel, and they know in their heart of hearts that they are walking towards heaven, or whatever their belief system tells them is waiting for them. But that is just the brain shutting down. My mom is an atheist, by the way. My mom is a staunch atheist, if that exists. So we become nothing. This is my mom still talking. We become nothing, and our bodies become dust, dust to dust. Speaking of, I told your dad that I want to be cremated and my ashes scattered in the vegetable garden. My dad says that I'm being ridiculous, but that's what I want. What do you think? I told her that I was inclined to agree with my dad, but only because nobody would want to eat the lettuce. She said, now I'm the one being ridiculous, by which at that time my dad pipes in rather unhelpfully, and he said, if he outlives my mom, he's going to bury her like a normal person. So I edited out the argument that ensued, and after several attempts, I was able to get my mom's attention again. So Mom, now we can get back to the issue at hand, the secrets of beating the odds. Yeah, it hasn't been easy. Chemo isn't like eating sweeties, so you must decide for yourself what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Avoid snake oil. Avoid witch doctors. Avoid people who will give you false hope. But also be skeptical of doctors who tell you that you're done. Last year, the doctors told my mom yet again that this was her last year, and she said, they keep telling me I won't be here, I wouldn't be here today, as she's planning her 85th birthday, yet here I am still. So surround yourself with friends, surround yourself with family, have a good support system, and stay busy. Staying busy keeps me alive and well and fighting fit. I have fun, she said. I have fun annoying my children. It keeps me going. As long as I'm annoying you, then I know it's not time yet. I assured her that she was still very annoying. We talked more about death, but not in the way I had always thought about it or wanted to write about it, which was about legacy, or contributions to the world, or bending the arc of history. But what I found was her matter-of-fact attitude did help assuage some of my fears around dying. I'm still afraid. I'm still afraid for her. I'm still afraid for myself and all the people that I love. But now I feel like as a writer, I can be more creative. I can be more poetic. Maybe I can even be more funny about death. As for our lives in the real world, from the lips of Ilse Mwanza to you, her advice is simple and practical. Be stubbornly positive. Take medicine and avoid snake oil. Find things big and small to look forward to. Surround yourself with friends and family, and have fun as you define it. So I hope you find helpful her instruction for dying, which occurs to me is the same instruction for living. So thank you, Mom. Thank you, everybody.